No one wants to imagine war coming to their home. We see it on the news, happening in faraway places to other people. It feels distant, like a story from a book. But history teaches us that peace can be fragile. Sometimes, the unthinkable happens. War can arrive at any doorstep, changing life in an instant. Believing it can't happen here is a dangerous thought. The most important thing you can do is accept that it could happen. This acceptance is not about living in fear. It is about taking control of what you can, so you are not helpless if the worst comes to pass. It is the first step towards survival. This guide is for you, the civilian. It is for the mother, the father, the student, the shopkeeper. It is for anyone who finds themselves caught in a conflict they did not start. Soldiers have training, equipment, and a command structure. Civilians have their wits, their families, and their community. This guide will help you use those strengths. It will give you simple, practical steps to protect yourself and your loved ones. Survival in war is not just about luck. It is about making smart choices, being prepared, and holding on to your humanity in the face of chaos. Every small action you take now can make a huge difference later. Thinking about war is scary. It brings up feelings of fear, anger, and helplessness. These feelings are normal. It is okay to be afraid, but we cannot let fear paralyze us. We must turn that fear into action. Preparation is the antidote to panic. By preparing, you build a foundation of safety for yourself and your family. You create a plan for when there are no good options, only less bad ones. This guide will walk you through that preparation. It will help you think through the hard questions now, so you can act quickly and decisively when every second counts. We will talk about what to do before, during, and after a conflict. We will cover everything from packing a bag to finding safe shelter. We will discuss how to stay informed and how to keep your spirit strong. The goal is not to become a soldier. The goal is to become a resilient survivor. It is about staying safe, staying strong, and helping those around you. Remember, in the darkest of times, the strength of ordinary people can be extraordinary. Your journey to survival starts not with the first sound of sirens, but with the first step you take to prepare right now. The time to prepare for a crisis is before it begins. When everything is calm, you have the clarity and resources to plan effectively. The first step is to stay informed, but you must be careful where you get your information. In times of tension, rumors and false news spread like wildfire, designed to create panic or division. You must identify reliable news sources. These are usually established national broadcasters, reputable international news agencies, and official government or local authority channels. Make a list of these sources. Find their radio frequencies, websites, and social media accounts. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio is essential, as the internet and power may fail. Next, every family needs an emergency plan. This is not a complicated document. It is a simple set of agreements. Sit down with your family and talk about it. Where will you meet if you are separated? Choose two places, one right outside your home and another outside your neighborhood, like a library, a relative's house, or a landmark. Make sure everyone, including older children, knows these locations. How will you communicate if phones are not working? You might agree to leave messages at your designated meeting spot or with a trusted friend or relative who lives in a different city or country. This out-of-town contact can act as a central point for family members to check in. Knowing your local area is critical for survival. You need more than just the route to work or school. Get a physical map of your town or city. Digital maps on your phone are great, but they rely on power and a network. On your physical map, mark key locations. Identify all possible routes out of your city, not just the main highways. Mark the locations of hospitals, clinics, police stations, and fire departments. Also, find potential sources of water like rivers or wells, and places that could serve as temporary shelter, such as underground parking garages, basements of large public buildings, or subway stations. Walk these routes to become familiar with them. Finally, your personal documents are priceless. In a crisis, they prove who you are, what you own, and your connection to your family. Gather all your important papers in one safe, waterproof place. This includes passports, national ID cards, birth and marriage certificates, and driver's licenses. It also includes property deeds, bank account records, insurance policies, and academic diplomas. Make multiple photocopies of everything. Keep one set with your original documents, one in your go bag, and give another to your out-of-town contact. Also, take clear photos of every document with your phone and save them to a secure cloud service and a USB drive. These documents are your link to your old life and your key to starting a new one. When you need to leave your home suddenly, you will not have time to think about what to pack. You must have a go bag ready for every member of your family. This is a backpack or sturdy bag that contains everything you need to survive for at least 72 hours. It should be light enough to carry for long distances if necessary. Keep it in a place where you can grab it quickly, like near the front door or in your car. This bag is not for comfort. It is for survival. It represents your independence and your ability to move when your home is no longer safe. The most important items in your go bag are for your basic needs: water and food. Each person needs at least 1 liter of water per day, so pack 3 liters in shatterproof bottles. A water filter or purification tablets are also a very good idea, as they allow you to make found water safe to drink. For food, choose high-energy, non-perishable items that require no cooking. Think of energy bars, dried fruit, nuts, and canned goods with pull tabs. Pack enough for 3 days for each person. Remember to include any special dietary foods needed for babies, the elderly, or those with medical conditions. A small portable stove and metal cup can be included if you have space, but are not essential. Next, you must have a first aid kit. You can buy a pre-made one, but it is better to customize it. Include sterile bandages and dressings of various sizes, antiseptic wipes, adhesive tape, and pain relievers. Also pack any personal prescription medications you need. Try to have at least a 1-week supply. Add items like blister treatment, insect repellent, and sunscreen. A small pair of scissors, tweezers, and safety pins are also vital tools. Knowing basic first aid is just as important as having the kit, so consider taking a course. Simple skills like how to stop bleeding or treat a burn can save a life. Finally, your bag needs tools and personal items for safety and communication. A powerful flashlight with extra batteries is crucial, or even better, a hand-crank flashlight that never runs out of power. A multi-tool or a sturdy knife can be used for countless tasks. Pack a whistle to signal for help. Include a local map and a compass and know how to use them. For personal hygiene, pack a toothbrush, soap, and any sanitary supplies. A change of sturdy clothes, including socks and underwear, is also important. Lastly, include a copy of your important documents and some cash and small bills, as electronic payments will likely fail. This bag is your lifeline. If you are not forced to evacuate, your home becomes your primary shelter. You must take steps to make it as safe as possible. The first priority is to protect against explosions. Windows are the most vulnerable points, as the blast wave can shatter the glass and send deadly shards flying inward. You can strengthen them by applying security film. If you do not have film, you can use strong tape to create a crisscross or star pattern across the glass. This will not stop it from breaking, but it will help hold the pieces together. During an attack, stay away from all windows. Identify the safest room in your home. Ideally, a room with no windows, no exterior walls, like a basement, a cellar, or a central hallway. Beyond immediate blast protection, think about securing your home from unwanted entry. In times of chaos, law and order can break down, and desperate people may try to break in. Reinforce your doors and windows. Check that your locks are strong. A simple door wedge or a security bar can add an extra layer of protection. Keep your curtains or blinds closed, especially at night. This prevents people from seeing inside, making your home a less tempting target. It also blocks any light from escaping, which is important during blackouts to avoid drawing attention to your location. A quiet, dark, and secure home is a safer home. Mental and physical resilience are just as important as a fortified house. The stress of living in a war zone is immense and unrelenting. You must actively work to keep your mind and body strong. Establish a daily routine and stick to it as much as possible. This creates a sense of normalcy and control in a chaotic world. Wake up at the same time, eat meals together, and assign daily chores. Incorporate physical exercise into your routine, even if you are confined indoors. Simple exercises like stretching, push-ups, or jumping jacks can relieve stress and keep your body ready for physical exertion, like running for cover or carrying supplies. Staying healthy is a key part of resilience. Poor sanitation and contaminated water can lead to disease, which is often a bigger killer in conflict zones than the fighting itself. You must have a plan for sanitation if the water and sewage systems fail. Know how to properly store and dispose of waste to avoid attracting pests. Have a supply of soap, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant. Practice good hygiene rigorously. A strong immune system is your best defense against illness, so eat as well as you can and get enough rest when possible. Keeping your body strong is not a luxury. It is a fundamental part of your survival strategy. The sound of an air raid siren or, the distant rumble of artillery is a signal for immediate action. There is no time for hesitation. Your first and only priority is to get to shelter. You must know exactly where you are going before the moment arrives. This should be the safest room you identified in your home, the basement, cellar, or maybe a windowless central room. If you are outside, do not try to run home if it is far away. Look for the nearest solid structure. Or, if there's nothing nearby, lie down in a ditch, a gutter, or any depression in the ground. Cover your head with your hands and arms. The goal is to get as low as possible and protect your head from shrapnel and debris. Once you are in your designated safe space, stay there. Do not go outside to see what is happening. Curiosity can be deadly. If you are in a building, stay away from windows and outer walls. The safest position is to lie on the floor next to a sturdy piece of furniture, like a heavy table. If your shelter is a basement, be aware of the risk of the building collapsing on top of you. It is often safer to be in the corners of the basement where the structure is strongest. Keep your go bag and your first aid kit with you in your shelter. The attack may cause damage to your home, and you might need to leave immediately once it is over. After the immediate noise of an attack has passed, do not rush out. There is often a lull before another wave of attacks, or there could be unexploded bombs in the area. Wait for an official announcement that it is safe if possible. This might come from the radio or from local emergency services. If you must leave your shelter, do so with extreme caution. Listen carefully for any sounds of danger. Look for downed power lines, gas leaks, and unstable structures. The world outside your shelter may be completely different from how you left it. Move slowly and deliberately. If you are trapped in a collapsed building, the most important thing is not to panic. Try to make noise. Use your whistle, bang on pipes, or shout at regular intervals. Rescuers will be listening for these sounds. Do not use a lighter or matches for light, as there could be gas leaks. Try to conserve your energy. If you are with others, comfort each other and work together. Your mobile phone might be your best tool. Even if you cannot make a call, a text message might go through, or you can use its light. Survival in this situation depends on staying calm, conserving energy, and signaling for help. There will be times when you must leave your shelter or your home. Moving through a war zone is, honestly, one of the most dangerous things a civilian can do. You must plan your movement carefully. Travel only when absolutely necessary, for example, to get food, water, or medical help. If possible, avoid traveling at night. Darkness can hide dangers, and you are more likely to be mistaken for a combatant. The best time to move is often during daylight, but not at predictable times. Try to blend in. Do not wear bright clothing or anything that could be mistaken for a uniform. Move in small groups. A large group attracts more attention. Knowing how to deal with checkpoints is a critical skill. These will be set up by different armed groups, and they can be tense and unpredictable places. As you approach a checkpoint, move slowly and make sure your hands are visible. If you are in a car, turn on the interior light at night and have all your windows down. Do not make any sudden movements. Follow all instructions given by the soldiers or militia members. Have your identification documents ready to show them. Answer their questions calmly and truthfully. Do not argue or show anger, even if you are treated poorly. Your goal is to pass through the checkpoint safely, not to win an argument. When you are walking, be aware of your surroundings at all times. This is not the time for headphones or distractions. Listen for the sounds of fighting, vehicles, or aircraft. Look for signs of danger, like fresh debris, shell casings, or abandoned equipment. Stick to known routes as much as possible, but have alternative paths in mind. Avoid taking shortcuts through empty fields or abandoned areas, as they could be mined. If you see something that looks like a bomb or mine, do not touch it. Mark the location if you can, and warn others. Walk on paved surfaces where possible, as they are less likely to be mined. If you must travel by car, your vehicle can be both a protection and a target. Do not make your car look like a military vehicle. Some people mark their cars with TV or press signs, but this can sometimes make you a target. A simple, large civilian sign might be better, but there are no guarantees. Drive at a steady, moderate speed. Driving too fast can seem aggressive, while driving too slow can seem suspicious. Keep your fuel tank as full as possible, as fuel will become scarce. Have a plan for what to do if your car breaks down or is hit. You must be ready to abandon the vehicle and continue on foot at a moment's notice. In a prolonged conflict, survival becomes a battle of endurance. Managing your resources is key to winning this battle. Food and water will be your biggest concern. When the crisis begins, you should have an emergency supply. Use this supply wisely. Ration your food from day one. Eat the perishable food from your refrigerator first. Then, move on to the food in your freezer. And finally, your non-perishable canned and dried goods. Keep a careful inventory of what you have. Water is even more critical. Store as much clean water as you can. Fill bathtubs, sinks, and any available containers. Use water for drinking and cooking first, and only use it for washing when absolutely necessary. Finding new sources of supplies will become a daily task. This requires caution and cooperation. Going out to find food can be dangerous. It is often safer to go with a neighbor. You can watch out for each other. Know where local markets are, but also be aware that they can be targets. Listen for information about aid distributions from humanitarian organizations like the Red Cross or the United Nations. Be prepared for long waits and be patient. When you get supplies, share what you can with your neighbors. Today you might have extra, but tomorrow you might be the one in need. A strong community that shares resources is more resilient than individuals working alone. Maintaining a routine is a powerful tool for mental survival. In a world turned upside down, a simple, predictable schedule provides an anchor. It gives your days structure and purpose. Wake up and go to sleep at regular times. Eat meals together as a family. Assign tasks and chores to everyone, including children. This could be cleaning, preparing food, checking on supplies, or listening to the radio for news. This routine helps to fight off the feelings of helplessness and despair. It is a way of saying we are still in control of our lives, even in this small way. Do not underestimate the power of small comforts and distractions. Life cannot be only about survival. You must feed your spirit as well. Read books. If you have children, read to them. Tell stories. Play card games or board games. Listen to music on a battery-powered radio. If it is safe, talk with your neighbors. These moments of normalcy are not frivolous. They are essential for your mental health. They remind you of the life you are fighting to preserve. Laughter, even in a dark time, is an act of defiance. It is a way of holding on to your humanity. War is terrifying for everyone, but it is especially damaging for children. They do not have the emotional tools to understand what is happening. Your most important job is to make them feel safe, even when you are scared yourself. Be honest with them in a simple, age-appropriate way. Explain what is happening without giving them graphic details. For example, you can say, "There are some bad people fighting, so we need to stay inside to be safe." Reassure them constantly that you are there to protect them. Physical comfort, like hugs and holding hands, is very important. It tells them they are loved and not alone. Try to create a bubble of normalcy for your children. Keep their routines as consistent as possible. This includes playtime, meals, and bedtime. If they cannot go to school, create a home school with simple lessons and reading. Involve them in daily chores that are safe. This helps them feel useful and part of the family team. Play is a child's work, and it is how they process stress. Encourage them to draw, play with toys, or make up stories. Pay attention to changes in their behavior, like nightmares, bedwetting, or being very quiet. These are signs of stress. Talk to them about their fears and let them know it is okay to be scared. You are not alone in this struggle. Your community is your greatest asset. Get to know your neighbors. You can help each other in countless ways. One person can watch the children while others go out for supplies. A neighbor who is a nurse can provide medical advice. Someone else might know how to fix a broken radio. Pool your resources and your skills. Set up a system to check on elderly or vulnerable neighbors. Share information and food. In a crisis, the bonds of community become a lifeline. Trust and cooperation can mean the difference between life and death. Remember that helping others can also help you by giving you a sense of purpose. Finally, you must take care of your own mental health. You cannot pour from an empty cup. It is okay to feel overwhelmed, sad, or angry. Acknowledge these feelings. Do not try to ignore them. Talk about them with a trusted family member or friend. Find small moments for yourself, even if it is just 5 minutes of quiet breathing in another room. Hold on to hope. Talk about the future and make simple plans for what you will do when the conflict is over. This reminds you that this situation is temporary. Your mental strength is the engine that will power you and your family through the crisis. When the active fighting stops in your area, a new and difficult phase begins. The danger is not completely gone. The first step is to carefully assess your situation. Do not assume it is safe just because the bombing has stopped. Listen to official channels for information. Are there still soldiers in the area? Has your area been cleared of unexploded bombs and mines? Inspect your own home for structural damage before re-entering. Check for gas leaks or downed power lines. The immediate aftermath of a battle can be filled with hidden dangers. Move slowly and with purpose. Your survival instincts are still needed. Once you have determined that your immediate area is relatively safe, you can begin to seek help. Humanitarian organizations will likely start to arrive. Look for groups like the International Red Cross, Red Crescent, Doctors Without Borders, or agencies of the United Nations, like the World Food Program or UNICEF. They will be setting up points to distribute food, clean water, and medical supplies. Find out where these distribution points are. Be prepared for long lines and bureaucracy. Be patient and polite. These aid workers are there to help, but they are often overwhelmed. Have your identification documents ready to register for assistance. Rebuilding your community is a vital part of your own recovery. The conflict may be over, but its scars will remain. You can be a part of the healing process. Start small. Help your neighbors clear debris from the street. Organize a community cleanup. If you have skills like first aid or construction, offer them to others. Share information about where to find help. Re-establishing social connections is fundamental to rebuilding a sense of security and normalcy. Working together with your neighbors to improve your surroundings gives everyone a sense of control and hope. A community that rebuilds together is a community that heals together. The final part of recovery is internal. The psychological wounds of war can last long after the physical dangers have passed. It is normal to experience grief, anger, anxiety, and flashbacks. This is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you have been through something terrible. Seek out mental health support if it is available. Talk to trained counselors or join community support groups. Talking about your experiences can be a powerful way to heal. Be patient with yourself and your family members. Everyone will process the trauma in their own way and at their own pace. Rebuilding your life takes time, but the first step is believing that a peaceful future is possible. Surviving a war as a civilian is a test of preparation, resilience, and humanity. It is about making 1,000 small, smart decisions under extreme pressure. To make it easier to remember the most important lessons, here is a simple list of what to do and what not to do. Keep these principles in mind. They are your guide to staying safe and staying strong. Think of this as your survivor's creed, a set of rules to live by when normal life has disappeared. They cover your actions before, during, and after the conflict. Do prepare now. Make a family plan, pack your go bags, and gather your documents before the crisis hits. Do find reliable information. Use a battery-powered radio and listen to official sources. Do fortify your home. Secure windows and identify the safest room. Do stay low during an attack. Get to your shelter or lie down in a ditch outside. Do conserve your resources. Ration food and water from day one. Do cooperate with your neighbors. Share information, resources, and support. Community is strength. Do maintain a routine. It provides structure and a sense of control for you and your children. Do be calm and compliant at checkpoints. Have documents ready and hands visible. Do take care of your mental health. Talk about your feelings and hold on to hope. Do help with recovery. Support your community in rebuilding after the fighting stops. Don't panic. Panic leads to bad decisions. Take a deep breath and think. Don't spread rumors. False information can cause harm and fear. Don't be a hero. Do not take unnecessary risks. Your priority is to keep yourself and your family safe. Don't stand near windows during an attack. Glass becomes deadly shrapnel. Don't use all your resources at once. You do not know how long the crisis will last. Don't travel unless you must. Moving is dangerous. Avoid traveling at night. Don't touch unknown objects. They could be unexploded mines or bombs. Don't lose your humanity. Be kind. Help others when you can. It is what separates survivors from victims. Don't neglect children's fears. Reassure them and create a sense of safety for them. Don't give up hope. The situation is temporary. Believing in a future is essential for survival. This guide provides knowledge, but your will to survive is your greatest weapon. You are more resourceful and resilient than you think. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay together. The goal is not just to live through the conflict, but to emerge on the other side with your health, your family, and your humanity intact. You can do this. Stay safe, stay strong.